I will show you how we can interact with switch to update labels and buttons via event handlers. You can create a switch by clicking on switch and dragging it over. A switch has three parts. If you click on the switch, you'll see there's three parts. Main part, which is the background. Indicator part, which is when you click on it, click on the knob, see the indicator part, and the knob part. So that's that round circle. You can change the color of the main part by clicking default background color, and let's say red. You change the color of the indicator. In this case, it needs to be not default but checked. Because when you check it, it shows the indicator. Click on the color, and also optionally you can just set the color of the knob if you want to. Now if you run it, see, this is the background, this is the knob, that's the indicator. So I created a GUI with couple of switches. So I created one switch which will show the when you switch it on, it will update the label. I gave it a name. Same for the label, because I'm planning to update it, I gave it a name. And the second one will just change the text of this label. The third one will change the text of the button. Fourth one will just randomly change the color once. And the fifth one will randomly just generate colors each time you click. And then we will show that the event has fired here. My GUI is ready. I will need to generate the C file, so I'll save and build. Once the build is done, if I go to my EEZ project, the basic switch event, go to source UI, it generated a couple of these files. The most important one is the screens.c file. I copy all of them, and I also created this Arduino project with the same name, so I paste it there. Once you paste all your changes, go to your Arduino project, which you'll see in the C file. You can see all the GUI objects that's been created with the label names that you've given. So first of all, we will have to register a couple of event handlers. The event handlers can be added in the Arduino sketch, the setup method, or you can also add it in the screen.c file where we create the switch GUI elements. So here, wherever we're creating the switch, we can add it at the end. For this demo, I will just add it in the setup method. The way we register event is the same for most things in LVGL. We use this method, LV object add event CV. We pass in the GUI element that's going to generate this event, the event handler, the actual event to handle, and optionally we can also pass in like a label or button or other GUI elements we want to update. Or we can get this from because they're all in the objects struct, we can call it from anywhere, object store, label or button. So first we add the event handlers for switch that will update the first two labels, and then a couple of event handlers for the buttons. So when they click, this one, when it's clicked, it will just update the button count. This one will update the color once. This one will randomly change the color each time we click. And to show you that we can handle multiple events, I've added, just to show you in real life you won't do this most of the time. LV event value change is enough. If you hold the last switch button, if you hold it long, then it will just generate LV event long pressed or pressed, or LV event clicked. I made a small change to the event handlers. For the first two, I decided I'm going to pass null, and for the second two, I'm going to pass in the label from the objects. This is to show you that when we pass in null, we can still get this from anywhere in the event handler. So we'll go to the switch multiple event handler. Here all it's doing is getting the code, event code, the switch that generated the event and the label, and if it's null, like we passed in null, yeah, all we're doing is we're just setting the label to objects.label event fired, then simply checking if the code is event value change, set the label to that, press, and set the label to LV event pressed, and so on. And now for the first event handler, similar, all we're doing is getting the event code, the target that generated the event, and the label we passed in. Yeah, and simply checking if the switch is on or off. So if LV state checked and it's on. If it's on, we're updating the label count. I decided to update also the when it's off. So really we don't need the condition, we can just use this. And second one, LV change text event handler, similar. Get the code, target, and the label we passed in. Change the text to switch on or off depending on the state. Third one, similar again, with passing check, get the code, the target that generated the event, and in this case we passed in a button for this one. So the third one, passing a button to update. Again, we could get this from the objects to button text. For the third event handler, we're doing something slightly different. What we're doing is checking the code again, the target that generated the event, and the button that we want to update. Here we're checking if the code is correct event, checking the state of the switch. The difference is, in this case, instead of just saying button text, update button text label and then the count, what we can do, we can also just query the button and get the child label in it. So in this case here, we're saying get the label of the button and then update the label. So instead of just directly updating the label here, like we can, just showing that we can actually do it by using the button to get the child query element and then update it. Fourth one, similar code, get the code, target, and the button, and simply update, change the color of the button. And the fifth one, get the code, the target that generated the event, button, and in this case we're generating a random color and then setting the background of the button. So each time you click it, the button background should change. And now you just simply click upload, and